I think in many respects Portugal is quite surprisingly affordable, and this seems to include vehicles as well. This is an Opel brand. I really am not familiar with this model of car, but if you can see there, it sells for about 8,500 euros. And another model here is like 13,500. 10,000, well, 11,000 euros basically. Getting 12 kilometers per liter, I'm guessing, which is quite good mileage, I think. Just thought you might like to see that. It's just a night in Lisbon right now, and I am expecting a soup at the youth hostel shortly. 2 meals a day are provided at this particular hostel, and for someone who calculates quite extensively, I was surprised that some good numbers sort of fell upon me. I'm calculating that if I am not using public transportation here, or going to museums that you must pay for, which I saw from the signage that the majority of it is free anyway. The cost for me to stay here, considering I'm only eating one small meal out, and then everything is quite cheap here, it works out to be about 21 euros a day, which translates to about 29 US dollars. And well, travel insurance, it's working out to be 31, I think, which is basically like an extreme accident kind of insurance. And for me to live in the United States, if you're paying rent, even in the Midwest, it works out to be, well, this is a nice street view here. It works out to be about $26 or $27 a day. So if you are at the moment not tied to a place, like you don't own property, and you're not exactly renting at that precise moment, it only costs you a few dollars more to be based out of somewhere else. And particularly if you have a remotely based position, there's no sense in staying home, really. The only thing I can say is that because you don't know what's going to happen when you travel, especially if you have social impulses like I do, you can kind of lose control of your day. And oh, here's a pharmacy, by the way. Pharmacies are quite accessible in most of Europe, to my knowledge, and a lot less commercialization within them. They're not as much devoted to selling soda pop and stuff like that, because that really kind of conflicts with what they're there for when you think about it. Yeah, I haven't really seen everything that I should see while here in Portugal, because I got to talking to too many people and lost track of my objective. But really, the social part is what makes the trip. I think I've gotten the lighting and focusing straightened out on this. So yeah, if you really break down the numbers and you pay attention to what you're doing, it's quite economical to travel. If you are conscious of how you connect to each place. So in other words, if you... I shouldn't have followed the locals because they weren't supposed to cross at that moment. And I don't know the sequencing of the lights here, so it's hard to tell when they're going to turn green or not, and I feel kind of stupid for staying part of the time. But if you are conscious of how your flights connect, it can be economical. If you're aloof in that area, then costs can rack up fairly quickly. Oh, there are quite a few English schools here, and I don't know the particulars of visa requirements, as I've always been told that the EU is pretty much closed to Americans and Canadians. But I do know that there is an English school by my hostel, and it's only American and Canadian instructors there, and so I suppose there's some sort of reciprocity agreement with the embassy or something to that effect. But the hostel owner said that people who have taught there only seem to be there a short time. That's it for right now. I'll try to provide as much information and education as I can. Quality of life seems very nice here, and people have a generous nature, I think. So all the best. Bye.